And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the very cool EMS 1 finals, our third and final finals of 2013. Game 1 is in the bag, and in history books, it was a very long one indeed, far longer than we thought, joined by Lauren and by Joe now. Were you as surprised as Nathan was that went to overtime?
Especially after the first half. I mean, the first half, it honestly looked like that game was pretty much in the bag. But credit to Fnatic, we said that they are a very hungry team. They said it themselves that they're a very hungry team, and that's part of it, coming back like that.
Indeed. Let's show you the groups and how they look right now. And after that first game, of course, it is a dual tournament format. So hopefully you can see that. I can't see it on the board right now, but I don't
We got no screens.
We've got no screens at all down here. We don't get to see anything. Oh, there we go. Okay, so very games with one tick in the box so far. They need just one more. If you're not familiar with it, it's literally 2 strikes and you're out. But likewise, it's also 2 wins, and that's it. It's win 2 and you're through.
It's like baseball, but not really.
Not really baseball. Yeah, it's not 3 strikes. It's 2 strikes. Anyway, Copenhagen Wolves versus Infaculty is next up. Interesting matchup for a number of reasons, not least of which because Infaculty now have Swedish flag, which confuses the hell out of me, and also the fact that they've had a little bit of uproar recently.
I think we can thank SK and Pythe for that one, really. I don't blame him, don't get me wrong. Incredible team, great lineup now that they've got, but yeah, losing a player at this stage, it's going to be hard for them just from the offset, to come back in with Glaive and Carrigan, good, newer members, let's say. But still, that's going to cause an upset here. Because on paper, I'd say there was a good, solid chance to get through in this one. Really cause upsets, but new additions, kind of new threat there.
Yeah. Okay, before we get into talking about the 2 teams in particular, let's check out the story of our first team. This is the Swedish Infaculty.
I think the season started different. I played the first couple playing Ducks, then I changed to Infaculty, and we started scratching points together to get into the group stage.
When Glaive joined the team, I didn't know at first that he was a caller, so we were in a bit of disarray. We didn't know what to do, and when he came in, he wanted to give it a shot, and we said, sure, let's go for it, and it has worked out so far.
I can be very good at reading the opponents, and then I can just show some new stuff.
Our first goal, I would say, is to take us out of the group. You always aim to win. That's like the main goal, always.
This team has some kind of good chances in playoff and important moments because we have 3 tech leaders who are capable and played a lot of tournaments and being their own tech leader in one way.
It's a bit hard when they are talking Swedish and me and Finn is talking Danish, but it's getting better.
In the end, if you want to be a successful team, you need to have the team composition and have the team play.
If we lose, we're gonna stay together, I think. I hope so. And if we win, we're gonna be glad and we're gonna stay together as well.
Okay, so there's Infaculty. A couple of interesting points in that, not least of which I think you and I have both, over the years of the combined total CS experience we've got, which is about, 100, have underestimated the fact that we always look at them as Scandinavian and think that's okay, that's fine, they can get on, but they pointed out Swedish, Danish, they're still trying to learn from each other and how that fits together.
So the funny thing is, as well, from Carrigan, when he joined Mouse Sports, full German team apart from him, speaks German because of his mother. Now, not quite the same situation, but Swedish, Danish, yeah, there's a little bit to be adjusted there, but I don't think it's too much of a problem for them. I honestly don't.
Maybe. All right, let's take us through the lineup. Glaive, RDL, Pronax, Spitfire, and Carrigan. It's an all-star lineup, Lauren. But like you said, removing one and replacing with one, never an easy thing coming into a tournament.
Yeah, incredibly talented bunch of individuals, but with the new communication issue in there, getting that cohesion could really be the biggest issue. And I think any new player has that threat in there that it can be a bit of a problem, but increasing with language barriers, new players coming in and coming out, and such a high-pressure event, it's going to be a make-or-break situation for them now. All
right, well, we'll talk about our second team in just a moment. But first, let's check out that second team. This is the story behind Copenhagen Wolves.
So I believe that our performance up to this event have been strong. We've only lost 1 match during a month period, so I feel stable and I feel that we can perform very good.
I think our strength is that when we are on the go, we're playing really good as a team together with teamwork. When we get our communication going, we can do some really good things. We had an online boot camp because people had work, so we had to do an online boot camp instead. But we've been playing for like 10 days straight, trying to figure out what to do better and stuff like that to optimize our game as much as possible just before the tournament.
I would say we're more prepared this time. Last time we went with a stand-in in Stockholm, and this time we went as a fully prepared team, even though we did have a roster change just a few weeks ago. But we're, those several weeks more prepared than we were last time. So we're definitely more prepared this time.
I believe that the fact that we are approaching the game as a team makes us more stable. We haven't lost, I think we have lost one match since I joined 1 month ago. And I believe we have been very stable during that time, mainly because of our team approach. We don't need to have one guy go crazy to win a match. We just need to be ready all 5, and when we are ready all 5, we will win the match.
So you heard the man. It is a team rather than individuals. Lauren, you've watched them through all 4 of the cups this season. How would you rate their performance overall?
Well, you only have to look towards Group C. When they qualified to come to the offline playoffs, they dropped the sum total of 5 rounds, and that is it. Against, I believe it was Team Solom and Party Daddlers, the team that would cause the biggest upset of denying Astana Dragons their chance here. So they're a team that the consistency that they talk about truly is their biggest bonus there, because dropping 5 rounds, that's impressive.
Yeah. Dupree, Pimp, Fries, Zip, and the man in the middle, Fetish. Often the man sort of ignored Joe in that lineup, because you look at Dupree, you think how good he is. Pimp's had fantastic results. We all know about Fries and Zip from their Fnatic days. So Fetish for me is always the odd one out, but actually for me he's probably the most important guy on the team, because he's the guy that thinks things through more than anyone else.
And that's exactly what you need. It's fine to have 5 incredible aimers, 5 solo players almost, but you need that guy who's level-headed that can keep you together. I just want to touch on Fries as well, because he's the man in this team with the hands down the most experience when it comes to LAN events. We've seen him back in the various different Danish teams in 1.6. The fact that he had that chance in Fnatic, played so incredibly well over the years. He's a guy that turns up to play offline. I can't see why not today.
Okay, we'll have to find out. I'm going to get a prediction from you, Lauren, before we end up. I think Joe's already nailed his to the mast. Where are you going as we get into the map vote? Quickly.
I'll go for the Wolves. I find it very hard to vote against them. Dupree's in the mix. That man's an absolute beast, especially when he's on form, so eyes on him to perform for me.
All right, cool. We're in the map vote right now. As you can see, Infaculty have already removed us to Copenhagen Wolves' strongest map, so that's an obvious one that's gone. Cash has also gone, interestingly, from Copenhagen Wolves and Mirage and Train. They're flying very quickly. They know exactly which ones to remove. Now it gets a bit tricky, though, I think. Yeah, so Nuke removed from Infaculty. We've got Season or Inferno. I don't see. Are we going to play? Are we going to play Season?
Yeah.
We are going to play Season.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
Inferno is a map that we already saw these teams meet up in the second Cup quarter-final. That was a win for Copenhagen Wolves. For Infaculty in that one. Probably didn't want to have that one in the mix there as well. Season coming through again. We've seen, obviously, a lot of Season, but technically it's one of the newer maps there into the pool. Whether everyone at this point is quite so confident as they are with your Nukes, your Dust 2, your Infernos, I'll have to see. Interesting choice for me.
How about you, Lauren? Are you intrigued by a bit of Season? It's an old Counter-Strike source map, of course, and some of the 1.6s have sort of looked at it and gone, not really comfortable on Season, but it tried and tested map. We know it works in competitive play.
Yeah, of course, it works, and I think using a map like that maybe some teams aren't so comfortable on could work in favour to Infaculty, as they have that unknown element in the mix, and maybe depending on individuals to step up rather than the overall collective to shine, they could do it on a map like that.
Okay, final question for both of you. Key man between the two teams, who is it for you, Joe?
I already kind of sung his praises from this one. But I'm actually going to change and go with Carrigan.
Okay.
So I was going to obviously say Fries. He is an incredibly important player for the Wolves, but I think Carrigan, if he plays his best, is capable of pushing any team through to win any championship.
Okay, and Lauren?
I can't vote against Dupree. Every time I've seen him, he's always been at the top of the board. He's always been a key player in it. Fries, it'd be stupid to say anything other against him, though, so those two.
All right, well, thank you very much. We'll see these two a little bit later on, of course. It's now time to go over to our commentary team for our second game in Group A. It's Infaculty versus Copenhagen Wolves, which means we hand it over to the 7'3" Jason Kaplan and the wonderful Mr. Anders.
Thank you, Paul. I think I lost track of how tall I've been getting throughout the day, but as long as I keep growing, my mom's going to be happy about that. But Anders, Season, did you expect this map ever to come up here in this tournament?
No, I didn't. Not at all. I mean, we were talking about it just now. We were thinking about, well, maybe Dust 2 or something like that. But no, Season definitely did not see that coming, especially because of the amount of 1.6 players on both these teams. So I'm really surprised, but it's going to be a really fun experience. It's a map that has a lot of really cool features, and I think we'll have to learn a little bit too, because I feel like the strategies on this map are definitely not as set as they are on some of the other maps. So it's going to be good.
See, my question is this a little bit of mind games? Has one of these teams been practicing Season a lot more than the other? Is this their whole advantage going into this? Was this their plan? And right now, I mean, to get a win to start off the day is crucial for any team. You don't want to get that first loss. You don't want to have to come in and pick up that next win, or you're pretty much out. And right now, both these teams, we thought Very Games versus Fnatic was going to be very one-sided. That turned out very close. And this is one of the games that we thought could be very similar to that.
Yeah, I'm actually completely surprised by Very Games versus Fnatic. Did not see that coming either. It just turns out I'm not very good at predicting anything in this tournament so far. But
you and me both.
But I mean, at least all that means is that this is a great tournament so far already. Because if you can predict it, that's a little bit boring. If it turns out that they're going to play overtime in the first map on Inferno as well, that's definitely something that that's a big bonus. So yeah, now on Season, you asked if they had any strats prepared, if they were getting ready, if they had something that up the sleeve, an ace somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to believe that that's the case. They must. I don't think we've seen actually many tournaments in Global Offensive where the map pool has made much of a difference, because it feels like it's always been the case, especially in best of 3 setups where you have just a few teams. They know they can play like 3 or 4 maps. And then they can always be sure that they're going to play at least 2 of them if it's a best of 3. Now it's a best of 1, and it actually makes it more interesting because as we see all of a sudden we get Season in the mix, and it means that who knows? Maybe they've practiced, maybe they haven't, but you have to assume that they would have banned it out if they were, outright bad on it.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe that was Copenhagen Wolves who had the choice between Inferno and Season, and they went ahead and went with Season. It leads me to believe that they have something planned here. But, we heard Pansy, we heard Joe, we heard Paul, who they think's really going to be the standout player here. In your book, who do you really feel is going to be that man to really carry his team or to really motivate them?
Yeah, that's a good question. We heard Infaculty say that Glaive was going to be the caller actually instead of Pronax, which is really surprising, because I think Pronax is one of the best sort of just thinking on his feet type player in this game. Like, he really has some crazy strategies. Not to say that Glaive isn't, but it's going to be interesting to see how that works out on their team. As a player to really watch out for, I still think it's going to be Dupree. I think Dupree could make the difference for Copenhagen Wolves here. And on Infaculty's side, that's a little bit more difficult. I mean, Joe, who obviously has a massive history at 1.6, and I haven't even said yet, I'm so excited to see him back in Counter-Strike, but, he knows Carrigan better than you or me, and said, if Carrigan is on form, then he could really be the difference maker. And I think that's actually true. Carrigan is one of the people who've received a lot of criticism in the faculty, and people saying that he wasn't that good in Global Offensive and all that stuff. I think he's proved almost everybody wrong in that sense, and I think he could keep on doing that. So, Carrigan and Dupree are going to be my 2 picks.
Yeah, I look at these lineups that we have for both these teams, and we've done this with Pansy before, casting the cups, and to me, there can be a stand-up player on both teams, but any given day, at any given moment, anyone on the team, on both these teams, can really carry it throughout.
Yeah.
We've seen Freeze do it so many times. Particularly, we've seen Carrigan do it. We've seen Pronax do it. We've seen RDL, and just so many times throughout the season. And right now, I want to see who's that man. Who's going to be the one to really step up here on LAN here, put him through into the next round, obviously. And right now, it looks like we're going to be getting underway very shortly. But Season, talk us through it a little bit. Just the map in general. Obviously, it's a little bit more of a Counter-Strike source map. I remember playing it many times. There's actually one of my favorite maps back then. But there's a lot of. You said this map is really well made when we were talking about it earlier.
It has some really interesting dynamics that definitely do not occur in very many other maps. I'm at a huge disadvantage here because I never played Counter-Strike Source. I was one of those hardcore purist types that I just looked at it. I just even glanced at the Counter MI. I was like, oh, what is this Counter-Strike Source stuff? I'm gonna go back to playing this 1.6 instead. But I regret that a whole lot, because obviously now we see that there was a massive talent pool. I mean, I wish I could have been there for the Very Games era in that game. I wish I could have seen how those players played in Source and sort of carried that on over. And Season as well, I wish I was more educated on the map than I am. But it has some really interesting features, and it's a map that requires really a lot of communication on the counter-terrorist side, because there's a really long distance between the 2 bomb sites. If you don't make the rotation in time, if you lose the middle part of the map, then you absolutely will not be able to actually recover the bomb site. It's just not possible. So, yeah, it requires a lot of coordination and requires some really excellent play on the counter-terrorist side. And the terrorists, well, they have a little bit more room to move around. It's kind of their, as it is on almost any map, it's their game to make. But it feels like if they make the right move, if they get the right kill in the right spot, then it's going to be very difficult for a counter-terrorist team to actually recover from that situation. So we'll see. Middle area, definitely important.
See, I completely agree with that. To me, middle on season is really similar to cash, where you need to be able to control that, since there's so many paths you can take through it. I mean, you can take the vents over to that B site. You can go through doors to get back into the side alley to go back into A. It's just, there's so many ways you can go through. And you mentioned the bomb sites being very far apart. If you do on the terrorist side control that middle, and you do say, let's get B, then you're going to pick them off as they rotate over, and it's just such an easy round for you.
Yeah, it definitely is. And then obviously there's the vent system now.
Yeah.
Obviously Season is not the only map in the pool that has a vent system, but this one is a little bit different because you can kind of shoot out through the vent halfway through. And it's and obviously that's one of the sort of the reinforcement points. It's one of the sort of the routes that the counter-terrorists are going to take if they want to go to a bomb site. So if you have a terrorist in there, then all of a sudden that becomes very difficult, and they have to take a longer way around, which they can. But it's again, it buys time for the terrorist team. And, that's something, once the bomb is down, it's a weird game, Counter-Strike, right? Because, before the bomb is down, time plays against the terrorist. And as soon as it's down, it's the counter-terrorists that have the clock running on them. And on Season, that's a big factor. There's no doubt. It is on any map. And, the use of smokes and flashbangs to buy time, and even Molotovs now that we're in global offensive.
Yes.
All those mechanics, well, they do a lot of things, but part of what they do is buy time for your teammates on either team. And it's something I think we'll see. I hope we'll see a lot of here on this map.
Yeah, and I really like how these bomb sites, you said, once the bomb's down, it's a waiting game for terrorists. They just have to wait for the counter-terrorists to come in, try to clean them up. And to me, it's kind of becoming a game of where it's relatively easy to get into a site, I would say, for the terrorists. But how well is the other team at retaking that site? How well are you at holding it down? And we've seen so many times throughout the season, throughout the seasons before, being really perfect in that, or being above average in that kind of sense, can really close a lot of games for you. And right now, I'm trying to think between both these teams, who has a stronger team for that. And I would have to say it's Copenhagen Wolves, just because they've had that same lineup for such a long time right now. And Faculty, obviously, they changed Glaive up. He's played with them for a little bit. But the synergy between the two teams, I'd have to give in favor of the Wolves.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird because both these teams actually have they have a similar style setup. They have Freeze on Copenhagen Wolves side. That's the AWPer, and he can be very good. He can hit some crazy shots. They have Carrigan, who can do much the same. They both sometimes feel a little bit inconsistent, so it's weird. Are they going to both be off today, both be on, or is one going to be off and on? Like that.
Right.
That's something we can't know yet. We'll have to see. And everybody else, it seems like, on Infaculty or Copenhagen Wolves is a really good rifler. So what does it all come down to? That's a really good question. And what the answer is, well, you're talking about retakes. I don't know. I actually think that the team that will win will probably actually be the team that can hold the middle best. And I expect there's going to probably be an AWP involved in that situation. So, and also, how many people do you want to put in that middle? Do you want to put just one or two people? They're probably going to be two.
And you can have, obviously, a rotate over from, or at least what they call on the stage, jungle, the chain link fence room, where vents is, just so you can kind of hold that one down coming from both sides. But only times at a time, as you see them just warming up, getting ready for this game. Obviously, a lot on the line here. If you get 2 wins, you're through into the next stage of this. And if you get that loss, you have to play another game today. And obviously, you don't want to play too many. You want to be able to have that night free to really warm up, or to really think about the day ahead. As you do hear them behind us, getting rowdy, getting ready. As even Steel, Mark and Vent for us on the map.
That's nice. That's definitely something we appreciate. Steel doing a great job with
with
the observing, man. And he has been given very little time to prepare for all the new tools that are in it. So Steel, I hope you're making your way through up there.
The camera angles.
The camera angles and everything. I mean, they are some really great tools, and I think we have to just compliment Valve as well on being able to actually put all these things in the game. Obviously, it's more important now that we have big tournaments like this one or DreamHack Winter coming up. So it means we need better spectating tools, and Valve are really delivering now. So that's something that we really appreciate, those of us who work with the game. Now, what we saw in the overview as well was actually that once you have the middle as a counter-terrorist team, there, you can actually rotate, you can sort of reinforce the bomb site from multiple angles, you can actually flank around the terrorist team. So it isn't just, it makes it difficult for the terrorist team as well if they can't figure out a way to hold the middle, or if they forget about it for a moment and somebody sneaks in behind them, then they can really get flanked quickly. So It's an interesting, definitely a really interesting map, and one that has, I think you're right, similar dynamic to Cash, actually.
Yeah, and right now, I mean, we keep talking about the ops, and because, with Kerrigan, how can't you talk about that? But it's also really easy to smoke out middle, to make it so they can't get that clean shot. There's already the first knife coming in here, and obviously both teams, I would assume they want to lock down that terrace side here. They want to be able to have that as their first choice, to get the round stacked for them. And we're actually going to find out what Infaculty are going to go for. Are they going to stay? Are they going to switch? And we're going to get this game underway very shortly.
Yeah, obviously just deciding good luck, have fun is what they say. Right now it looks like it's going to be Kerrigan. Yeah, they want to stay.
They want to stay.
Counter-terrorist side for Infaculty. And for Copenhagen Wolves, it's going to be the terrorist side here on season.
Yeah, we've seen, I remember Party Dialers, now known as e.sports, on Dust 2, for some reason, even if they win the knife round, they like being the counter-terrorist. They like starting off on that CT side instead of the heavily favored terrorist side. And obviously Infaculty feeling very confident here on the CTs, but only time's really going to tell. I mean, we're just about to get underway, and can they back that up? Can they hit the shots? Can they hold the sights? And can they pick up those crucial rounds they're going to need going into that second half?
Well, you're right. I mean, some teams, they do choose the more favored side, but I mean, I spoke to Devilwalk once on the Fnatic, obviously, and he said he actually preferred most of the time starting on the terrorist side, pretty much no matter what map it is, because on the counter-terrorist side, because you get for more, you get to make some mistakes, but you can still kind of fight it back a little bit more. Whereas, I mean, there's just a different personality going into it. Some teams prefer, I mean, most teams prefer the favored side on any map, but some teams just have a set side they want to go on. But now we're getting ready for it here. Copenhagen Wolves versus Infaculty on season for the second map, a best of one here, and let's see how it's going to go.
This is a quick hit on B. They're going to go straight forward. They're just going to rush straight in right now.
Flashed as well. Pronax with another flash. They're coming around the corner. They're going to find him behind the box, and there it is. Pimp with the early headshot and Freeze with one as well. So 2 early kills here, Jason.
And they're able to get that bomb down. Now it comes a waiting game for them, as we were talking about earlier. Can Infaculty come back around, retake the site on them, as we're seeing Kerrigan working towards upper here. It's actually going to get dinked right through the box right there by doubles, but they're still trying to fight their way in. It is a 3-on-5 right now, and they're not able to pick up any kills just yet, but Copenhagen Wolves, they're starting to get, weaker in terms of health.
Yeah, there's some more kills coming in, and Freeze actually Fetches will finish it off. And the clock really, again, I mean, we really did talk about it. It was really against them at the end there. You could hear it ticking away, and RDL did have a kit picked up, but they needed to make a move. They couldn't wait for a long time to pick them off, and Copenhagen Wolves also didn't give them much of an opportunity. They waited and didn't let themselves get picked off, and why would they? They were in a 3-on-5 situation. They just want them to come and find them.
Oh, as you can see on the minimap, we do have a 4-stack in middle here. They definitely want to control it, as you were mentioning a little bit earlier. It's RDL going to be the only one in that A site, and Freeze, he's trying to keep watch of that. He's trying to make sure no one pushes up into it, and they obviously do have that first round win, and he didn't opt to buy anything here. He kept his gun.
Yeah, and that is that's what Freeze does. We know he's going to buy an AWP later. He buys head armor and body armor, and that's it. A lot of the time they use him for scouting as well. Right now he's just waiting in the middle, but it's a good idea to have one person that you can kind of throw away. Looks like though it's going to be a push for the A-bomb site, and RDL actually. Oh, that's Kerrigan with a great shot before he goes down.
They do get a 1-for-1 trade here, but it doesn't matter. Copenhagen Wolves pushing in towards this A site. They already do have 2 men down, and it looks like they will be able to get the bomb down very shortly if they ever do pick it back up and take it into the site. But either way, with these guns, they should have the advantage here. They should be able to hold this one down, as we finally do see bomb picked up here in just a few seconds.
Yeah, not much of a challenge here for Copenhagen Wolves. The 1 kill on Freeze, the one guy who really doesn't matter that much. All he lost was body armor. He'll be just fine. And at the same time, Infaculty haven't gone for some of the buys that we've seen very games going for in the past, where they buy body armor and P250s and try and work for it, which maybe wouldn't have made that much of a difference if they had, because you can see that Copenhagen Wolves actually have Galils and AKs mostly. So, head armor doesn't really help you that much in that situation. Pronax here maybe looking for some excellent kills.
Yeah, and like you said, they killed Freeze. Didn't really matter. Didn't have a gun, so not able to pick that one up and really turn around, or at least save it for this next round. And Wolves, I have to say, just their execution so far on this map. I mean, this was their choice to choose it, and they're playing phenomenally well. They are executing everything perfectly at this point. But then again, only 2 rounds in. Haven't had a gun run for Infaculty here, and maybe we'll see things change very shortly.
I expect we will. I don't think Infaculty are going to be too worried about this at all. Getting a kill in every once in a while is good. You're right. I mean, it does make a big difference. Getting a kill on Freeze, if he had an AK, that would have been worth, 3 times as much. But instead, it's just a pistol, and they don't really get much for it. Third round coming up, still not able to buy, and obviously at this stage, not going to go for any kind of really crazy eco buy or anything, or, force buy here. They're buying 1 grenade on Glaive, but I don't think we should read too much into that.
Yeah, they're definitely not trying to nade like anything, but they do have the Wolves pushing towards this B site yet again, and Fetish now his turn to really hold down that middle. And Freeze leading the charge here. All he has is that pistol. He's going to spot one. Actually, Dupree picks up the kill on the Spitfire, and it looks like they're just going to continue rushing into the site.
Yeah, and again, difficult to make this too interesting unless Infaculty get some really crazy shots off, and a nice kill there from Pronax actually to take down Dupree, but he is going to get overrun really soon. Actually does a lot of damage. Wow, that could have almost been a second kill. It's a pretty good defending there by Pronax. It's going to leave Glaive alone though. In a 1-on-4, they are very damaged though right now.
He could easily come back here, just get 1 or 2 kills, but it doesn't matter in the end. Fetish shuts him down. And Copenhagen Wolves taking a very early 3-0 lead here.
Yeah, and it's a big... Now it does matter a little bit. Infaculty, they've played 3 rounds. They've only got 2 kills. That's on Kerrigan and Pronax. And the reason why that matters is that Copenhagen Wolves, they only had to rebuy 2 rifles in that case. You know, they're going to be just fine. Money-wise, they're doing really well. And Infaculty, you can see now that their money's dropping really low. If they lose this round, they're back to ecoing, which is actually how almost every Counter-Strike round works here in the 4th round. So let's see if they could do it.
Oh, he's pushing up. He wants to look towards the middle. He knows they hold it right there. He does spot one. Oh, he gets the shot on a freeze. Wow.
That was a pixel shot, but Dupree's going to take down the next player, so it's a 1-for-1 trade. And now the question is, are they going to make the rotation already? You can see 2 people still in B right now, and Glaive is here waiting. Is going to be dropped by Dupree. That leaves Kerrigan alone on the bomb side, and that's a big problem. They need some reinforcements quickly.
Kerrigan's going to be pushed up towards this top side. I mean, we're running earlier. Is his op going to be on today? It looks like it might be, as he does get taken down by Dupree. Such a fantastic player here. Now, Pronax Spitfire, as Pronax goes down, Spitfire, the last man standing. And just like you said, if they lose this one out, we're going to see another eco. He's trying to pick up a couple of kills as he gets one. And look at the health bars right now on Copenhagen Wolves' side.
Yeah, that's really critical. The question is the Spitfire.
Ooh.
No, it doesn't even matter because Fetish got him. And the great thing is Fetish was actually waiting in the middle the whole time. You know, they pushed into the bomb site. They had Fetish covering that middle area that we keep talking about as being such an important junction in the map. And they tried to rotate through. He actually didn't get the shot first time around, but they kind of came back for him, and then he got it. So, yeah, really great play from Copenhagen Wolves. Kind of what we were talking about. Get into the bomb site. The people trying to rotate in through the middle, they sometimes get picked off.
And it looks like they want to be able to contest middle here as the Wolves are actually backing away. Not a lot of damage trade here. Freeze gets a shot on a Kerrigan. Able to take one down for himself. Remember, it is an eco round, so you would assume that the Wolves should be able to pick this one up, but they are, I mean, I don't want to keep talking about it too much, but they're playing so well right now, and Infaculty are having a hard time really getting anyone. They don't have that many kills on the board yet.
No, they don't, and that's a big problem. I mean, now even the eco round kills here really start to matter a lot. They've got the 1 kill on Pimp here, but they need to stop the Copenhagen Wolves economy a fair bit. You know, just looking at the scoreboard, there's 10,000 on Fetish right now. That's way too much, and looks like he's probably not going to go down here. Glaive fighting it out with him, but should be just fine. Backup is coming in as well. Glaive will drop, and there it is. So if we look at the scoreboard after this round, you know, they're going to have an absurd amount of money to work with, and that's a really bad sign.
And look at Fetish's score, 8-0 right now. That is ridiculous to have, leading his team in kills, and he hasn't been taken down just yet. And that's the economy like you're talking about, sitting on the pretty much 12,000 right now.
Yeah.
In fact, they're going to buy up here, and we have to say, if they want to have, I guess, hopes of taking any rounds on this first half, or at least taking a decent score, they need to pick up this round. And Kerrigan will be watching middle here, but he won't really have anyone to contest with.
No, indeed. And Spitfire's way up close over towards the B-bomb side, but nobody's coming. RDL and Glaive, they're going to get early notice that somebody's arriving here at the A-bomb site, but can they call for backup quickly? There's going to be 1 kill. RDL, he needs the second, and he won't get it. It's going to be Kerrigan coming in, but look at how far away they are. Are they even going to go for it right now? It's 3-on-4, but they need to get a return kill really quickly here.
Kerrigan, he's looking for it, but he gets smoked out completely right now, and Dupree's sitting on 9 kills. He pushes past the smoke. Doesn't get the shot that he wants just yet, though, and bomb hasn't gone down, but it is finally working its way over towards A as Zip trying to hold on to it, and Spitfire trying to push through Catwalk here, trying to come in from the backside. Kerrigan, yet again, needs to be able to pick up a kill as Spitfire did get one on a Fetish, so now it's a 3-on-3. But Infaculty, they have to come out big here. They have to take this site back.
Yeah, really late plant as well from Copenhagen Wolves. They had the bomb site for a long time before they put it down, so that actually buys some time, but Freeze will find the shot. Pronax coming up here. Dupree is going to take him down. That leaves Spitfire alone in a 1-on-3, and he's going to make a run for it. He has an AWP, an expensive weapon to throw away. And Infaculty, again, the bomb site gets taken, and they just cannot retake it.
It's so well done by the Wolves, and you pointed out, it was a very late bomb plant.
Yeah, it
and
was.
They've been leaving the bomb so far behind them every time, and yet every site they go to, they commit to it. They're not going to rotate back around to the other one. And luckily for Kerrigan, luckily for Infaculty, they do have this op in the hands of Kerrigan coming up here, and he already made one amazing shot in middle. He needs to do it again.
You know, you were mentioning Freeze earlier. Now with 8-0 and 1. And actually, that reminded me of something that we should have probably mentioned early on. The reason why Copenhagen Wolves probably went for this map is because Fetish is, in fact, a source player. And he was he is still the in-game leader, so he knows this map very, very well. He has all the strategies, and we see here why. It's incredible to see. Another buy coming up from Infaculty. They need to make this work, but Pimp is going to get the great double entrance, and oh my god, it's so rough to watch right now.
And they used a flash and a nade to try to hold them off here, but it didn't matter. Infaculty just couldn't get the shots down. And right now, we're actually seeing them save their guns yet again here. So we're looking at a 7-0 scoreline in just the first half of the Copenhagen Wolves.
Very, very quick game. A different game from the one we saw between Very Games and Fnatic. This seems a little bit more one-sided right now. And I think a lot of that has to do with Fetish. There's no doubt about it, actually. And, saving the guns is the right choice, but they're all really split apart. They could get picked off here, and they need these weapons right now. Absolutely. It's all they have.
And we talked about it a little bit earlier on when we were watching the first game, Very Games versus Fnatic. Momentum. Right now, obviously in the hands of the Wolves. And Faculty, what do they need to do, obviously, besides pick up some rounds to really turn it around? Because it's really getting one-sided.
Yeah, I mean, it's so difficult. Saving these 3 rifles makes all the difference in the world because it means they can rebuy for Spitfire and Pronax. They'll have the money to do that, the people who would survive. So that's good, but I'm wondering if their defense is too slow right now, if it's too passive. They're not getting information. They only know where the terrorists are by the time they show up in a bomb site, and that proves to be too late. So maybe they want to play a little bit more offensively, kind of like Spitfire's doing here. If he keeps pushing, I think that's going to be really good. And in the middle as well, they've got Glaive up closer. Yeah, this is a change for Infaculty.
Fetish does pick up that kill on the Glaive, though. And RDL's pushed up as well, but he hasn't really shown his hand just yet. It's Kerrigan trying to make something happen here on upper, but Freeze picks up a kill, Zip picks up a kill as well. And just like that, the 3 guns they saved didn't mean anything. The only damage they got down was on the Fetish, and that was only 24.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold on to my theory. I think it was a good idea, and the fact that it didn't work out is just because Copenhagen Wolves has some very, very good players. But pushing up, trying to get the information, trying to find out where the terrorists are before they actually get to a bomb site, I think it's the right move. And once again, these 2 rifles, they need to save them. It's actually paramount that they do.
And we do see Kerrigan already picked up 1 kill in this round. Looking for someone else, maybe pick up a couple of exit frags, and he actually might be able to find one here as I believe Zip's coming around the corner, does get the kill onto him, so if anything, he gets a little bit more money in his pocket.
Yeah.
But right now, I mean, I'll be honest, Infaculty, I know they're better than this. I just don't know what's happening right now with them. I mean, maybe this wasn't a map they were prepared for.
No, I'm sure it wasn't a map. I actually really seriously doubt that it very much was. I mean, Glaive probably knows how to play this map, but at the same time, Kerrigan, Spitfire, Pronax, RDL, I don't think they do as much. This could be one of the first times we actually see a real sort of map pick coming into play for real in Global Offensive. And Kerrigan went down with the AWP at the end of that round. That's a big deal.
And right now, I mean, we talked about Kerrigan and the AWP and how strong and instrumental he can be to a victory for Infaculty, but he's being shut out in terms of smokes, flashes, just in terms of pure aim at this point, and I don't even think an op is really a good choice for him anymore at this point.
It could be that he'd want to pick something else, but he's sticking with it. Kerrigan has 1. There's the shot off Freeze. Great kill, and that's going to make a big difference. Now the middle is kind of, well, they actually give up on the middle. They're just going to make the rotation. It's been A so many times that they're just stacking it now.
And Kerrigan proved me wrong right there with the off shot. It'll take Freeze down, but can they hold the rest of this? As we do have even just 3 members of the Wolves sitting towards this A site, but they're...
Fetish is going to be key here. If he gets the kill on Spitfire, it could force a big rotation, but he's actually going to turn his back. He does get it, and now look at the minimap. Glaive is coming over already, and Kerrigan is, he's forcing the rotation as well, but they are also counter-rotating. This is weird. The terrorists, if they'd stayed at A right now, they might have just won the round, but they're actually bringing the bomb over.
And can they get it back into the site and planted? 50 seconds remaining. Glaive and Pronax, the only 2 to really hold on to this. Fetish didn't really take any damage in that duel with Spitfire just there. Zip gets taken down by RDL, so looking very good for Infaculty to finally pick up their first round, but don't count Wolves out just yet. Smoke to go down in the upper. It looks like they're going to commit to the site.
Yeah, Glaive ready with a flash here. It's going to be great when Pronax goes down. Glaive gets the 1, and that's it. You're right. We could not count them out. And now RDL and Kerrigan, well, they're heading over there. But again, they're far away. The bomb is planted, so let's count the seconds before they get over there. It's like going to be 5-7 seconds before they even get to the bomb site. That's a pretty big deal. And look, they have still some flashes to keep them away.
And Faculty, great positioning on them as well. as they're trying to work their way in, but the smokes that Wolves have put down has just really shut them out. As Pimp waiting for someone to push in. RDL does get the first kill to Fetish. Kerrigan all in the hands of him right here, picks up the kill, gets the last one, and then will get the defuse here, and then Faculty finally picking up the first round of the half for themselves in the 9th round.
So very strong round from Kerrigan. He has to be feeling hyped about that. He's also top fragging on his team currently. Finally it happens. 1-8 is not a good score right now for Infaculty, but you know,
7-8 wouldn't be bad for the first half, considering how it started.
If they could do that, and they're actually buying 2 AWPs as well. There's one on Glaive now and one on Kerrigan, so they, they're really serious about this. They want to make that 7-8. If they could do that, well, then they're fine. Then they're going to be doing great. But it's going to be very tough again because their economy is actually even more in danger now than it was just before. Because the consecutive round loss bonus that they have, it's been reset now. So if they lose a round now, they're going to get next to nothing.
As we do see, I believe that was 3 members of the Wolves working towards this A site. Freeze is off working towards middle, and Dupree, who has really been the man to go to for the Wolves so far, is trying to work up those halls. And we talked about, controlling middle. Wolves haven't really done a lot to contest it, but they've had someone there to watch it every single time, and it looks like we're going to have the push coming.
Oh, there it is. Great shot from RDL, but Pimp will take him down right in return. So a 1-for-1 trade escalate with 1 Pronex waiting in the corner. He does take down Pimp. I think he was completely flashed in, and that's going to leave Freeze and Fetish 2-on-4 situation. That's really good for Infaculty.
And this is the momentum switch that we're waiting for, or we're hoping for Infaculty. As you do see, Spitfire going to be looking for Freeze in middle, looking to get the op out of his hands, and he's going to be pushing towards Cowboy. Does get it. And right now, Fetish, last man standing with the bomb.
That was looking like it could have been a knife even in the middle. That would have been fun, but I don't think they're in a place where they want to risk that. And there's Pronax with the final kill. Great round from Infaculty. Not only do they win it, but they only lose 1 player in RDL. Their economy... Oh man, that's good.
It was so close.
Yeah, that was so close. They would have probably doubled eco'd actually if they had lost that round. And that, that would have been terrible.
But right now for him, though, the only problem is that no matter how many times you beat the Copenhagen Wolves in a round, they still are going to have the money to buy back pretty much every single time at this point.
Yeah, you're right. They could probably buy, well, they're buying here. They could probably buy the next one and the next one. It's pretty tough. Kerrigan, great shot early on. He's going to fall back. Dupree comes second, and there is the shot. Oh my god, that's incredible. And over at the A-bomb site, it's going to be a massacre as well. Glaive throws out the grenade. Is going to land on Freeze and leave him with 6 HP, and he keeps flashing. Is he going to get another kill? They're coming for him, but he hits the shot. My god, Infaculty, there it is.
That was such phenomenal play out of every single member right there as they do clean that up with Pronax. And Kerrigan, who's been at the A site for the majority of the time and towards middle, rotates to B and gets 2 kills. He's playing so well at this point.
Absolutely incredible. And, you just managed to say it just in time, maybe, they're better, and we know we can count on them to do more than they're doing right now.
Right.
And there it is. Just like that, they managed to do it. So let's see if they can bring it all the way home here. 3-8 is going to be the score. Let's see. Yeah, there is money for Copenhagen Wolves to buy once more, but if they lose, not just this round, but the next one too, then they're going to be going.
Oh, wow. Freeze getting the kill on a Kerrigan right there. Great take back by him. Outgunning him right now. And Wolves, they took 8 straight, but are now struggling to pick up another round here as Infaculty's been able to take those 3. Yeah. Glaive watching the vent, just like you were talking about earlier, like you can shoot through those, you can catch people off guard, and Dupree, he's currently waiting for someone.
It's really curious here. There's going to be, well, he was waiting, and there's Spitfire just walking into it. Now Glaive is completely surrounded. He's flashed as well. He goes down, and that's going to leave Pronex and RDL alone in a 2-on-5 situation. And all of a sudden, it's looking a little bit worse once again. And I really want to commend Copenhagen Wolves for what they did this round, because it's quite cool. We saw that Infaculty were doing what we were sort of expecting. They were switching up their playing style to play a little bit more aggressively, and then Copenhagen Wolves switched their playing style to just wait for them to come, and that's what they did. Freeze was just waiting, and they walked right into it.
And also right there, that was the first time they pushed middle.
Yeah.
So they realized they've been stacking sites as well, so why not take control of middle, work away from there, and they picked up kills left and right. I don't think anyone even got damaged on the... Actually, only 1% died on the Copenhagen Wolves side, but they do. They pick up that round that they needed to get the momentum back here, but can they continue? Can Infaculty turn this one around? It looks like the hit's going to come out of Catwalk right away as Glaive picks up a kill on the Freeze.
That's very important, but Kerrigan is going to go down. RDL keeps spraying, but Pimp will get the second kill as well. That's going to leave him alone in the bomb site. 3-on-3 situation, though he does get the shot mid-air onto Fetish. Oh, that was only a few inches he could have got that shot on, and that's going to be a great situation now. Sibnix and Pimp only on 10 HP right now.
Yeah, such a great job, Infaculty, to turn this one around. Adapt the strategies yet again, just back and forth. Bomb is getting planted here. Pimp does get that one down with 10 HP, and Zip, we looking for a kill here. Does get one, but can they get the last 2? Turns around, Spitfire picks up that one.
Yeah, and that's going to leave Pip 10 HP. This should be perfectly possible, especially with the... Oh, grenade not quite going to hit, but they should be able to win this. They're going to have to be... Yeah, Spitfire, I was going to say they could just leave one person defusing, one person covering, because they knew where he was. But it turns out just fine. And every round from Infaculty right now is actually just completely critical. If they can get up to 5, though, I think they're actually going to be all right.
Yeah, take a look at their money real quick. I mean, if they lost this round, that would have been an eco, guaranteed.
Yeah.
And they cannot, well, obviously they can't afford it, they don't have the money for it, but they really need to pick up these rounds. And luckily for them, the buys they've been going for, the risky buys, have been paying off finally here. But still, Wolves have a lot of money in hand, still can buy after this round, even if they do lose out here.
Yeah, and you have to appreciate as well that, you know, you said they're going to eco, but they have 2 AWPs, so, you know, if they... And that's been working, so if they throw those weapons away, you know, they can't just easily rebuy them. They need to win a lot of rounds in a row here to keep that double AWP setup running continuously. See how it's going to work out. Freeze is waiting for them to come as well here through the smoke. Once again, the exact same spot that he got the kill in a few rounds ago.
And it looks like right now, no one's peeking just yet as Freeze still looking for that kill. I'm just going to keep him smoked out. And we talked about this. Smokes and Molotovs, you know, just helping you buy time. As it looks like the rest of the Wolves going to be pushing middle. Glaive launching towards that. Going to spot one. Not going to get the kill, though. And this, with that smoke, that actually might have given the Wolves the control they needed to push this one through to B.
Yeah, and it looks like they, well, they're in the middle now, but the rotation is coming in, though. Glaive is already there, so they got 3 people at the B bomb site. Is it enough? There's going to be Pronax with great double kill, and Sipnix will take down Spitfire. Pronax is very low on health, and Sipnix will finally drop him. 3-on-3 situation, and Glaive is still at the bomb site. That's actually critical right now.
Can they get this back? Bomb has finally gone down. DC Zip with 2 kills in hand so far in this round currently. RDL trying to work towards upper, but...
They got 2 AWPs for a retake. That's not good, but that grenade will finish off Dupree. That's a big kill. Freeze and Sipnix left in a 2-on-3 situation, and there's going to be 1-on-3 Freeze. The only one covering the bomb right now. He's fighting it out with RDL, but it's being diffused already as we speak. He has to go for the kill. He's turning around the corner, not hitting the shot. It's already diffusing. Freeze with 1, and he's going to be taken down. The double AWPs actually come in. They save both the AWPs and take the round. A massive round from Infaculty, 5-9. The 15th round, the last one of the half coming up.
And we keep talking about Kerrigan with the op, but look at Glaive. He has stepped up for his team right now. I mean, you said the double op. He has been doing so great work with it. And looking to bring this one back, it looked very grim, you know, as Copenhagen Wolves had 8 straight. But being able to take 5, potentially a 6 right here would be huge for them going to the second half.
If they finish 9-6, I think that's going to be absolutely incredible. And look at Kerrigan up close here. They're going to walk around this corner very, very soon. And he's just waiting to pick them off. We get C2 Priest first in line for the execution. Oh, this is tense. This is like an accident waiting to happen, but he actually misses it. Oh, that's critical.
He's going to be backing away, though. He's going to be looking for a redemption shot right now. You can see the Wolves. They're sitting back, going to be smoking up, flashing out. And they do still have 2 people towards middle right now, but they're not rotating through it just yet.
We'll see how this goes. They get a little bit further up in towards the bomb site, and they don't have a lot of information right now, but they're making the rotation anyway. You could see Pronax coming in, so soon they have 4 people at this bomb site. That's a pretty big deal.
And you do see actually someone pushing through middle. That is Freeze. He's trying to come around from the back. Glaive misses that shot onto him as Fetish does go down to Pronax.
That was Pronax rotating in. That's a beautiful timing. He would have died then. And Dupree's going to open up with a shot. Kerrigan misses another one, and it's going to be more death coming in. Pronax and Spitfire, 2-on-4 situation. Copenhagen Wolves looks like they're managing to take the site. And I don't think Infaculty have actually retaken this A-bomb site once in this game. So every time the bomb goes down here, it seems to be going in favor of, well, actually there was 1-on-2 situation, but that's pretty much it.
And right now, 2-on-4 situation for this. It does pick up a kill. Spitfire does pull one back. We still got 3 members to work for. He wants to get that bomb. And it doesn't look like he really has a chance here, but he's still fighting for it.
Yeah, has to go for it. Obviously, the 15th round. Going to get 1 kill there. Tries for the USP. Almost going to take down Dupree, but now there is no time left. It's too late. And he really knows it already. So just a matter of waiting for the bomb to explode. There it's going to be 10-5. You know, I think we should be thanking Infaculty right now for bringing this back to a potentially much more interesting game, because that could have been incredibly one-sided. Looked like Copenhagen Wolves were never going to let go.
Yeah, and if you look at the Wolves right now on your screen, they look very calm and very like satisfied with what they pulled off right there. And you saw Infaculty just prior, they were like a little, not upset, but they were like a little bit caught off guard to be destroyed that well in the first half.
Yeah, I think Copenhagen Wolves. I think this is the weird thing, right? Because we're talking about momentum and like what is the emotional state of Copenhagen Wolves right now? I think they knew too how far ahead they were, and then they finish up with a 10-5 scoreline, which is not that bad. You know, it's perfectly possible that Infaculty could go back into it. So even though 10-5 is pretty good, it's probably not as good as they were, you know, thinking at the first 7 rounds when they were like 7-0. So maybe they're a little bit less excited than they should be, and maybe Infaculty is a little bit more excited than they should be. And how that plays out is probably going to be down to the pistol round, which, you know, you always end up saying that when you're casting Counter-Strike, don't you? Like, the pistol round is important, but it really is. Obviously, if
especially with the scoreline.
Especially with the scoreline, you know, if Infaculty take it, then they almost bring it back, and if Copenhagen Wolves take it, they actually almost win the game. So, crazy situation, and here we go. It is going to be into the pistol round. They're all readied up. Good luck, have fun is what they're saying. 16th round, or the second half is coming up. Let's see how it's going to go, and I'm always curious about pistol rounds here, just to see what they're buying. And we see 4 people actually with body armor, and only Glaive here with some grenades. And on Copenhagen Wolves side, well, you know, they've got 3 people with grenades. So different setup coming out here from the two teams.
And we're seeing 2 decoys picked up for Infaculty's side, which we didn't see. I don't think the Wolves used that many times. Really trying to catch them off guard here. And they are contested middle, as you see Freeze will be there as well. RDL going to be pushing up Catwalk here, looking for a kill. Will get blinded, I believe, right there. And picks up 1.
Yeah, that's a really great start right now. Copenhagen Wolves trying to defend it. 4-on-3 they have at the bomb site. The bomb is being planted already. Let's see. Freeze fighting it out. Fetish coming in. Oh, it's a great shot from Glaive. That's Fetish in the middle picked off. So pretty much the same thing that Copenhagen Wolves just did to Infaculty is now being done to them. That's painful. They're trying to reinforce the A bomb site and they just cannot get there.
And we really had practice in question for Infaculty on this map, as we saw them not do so well on the T side, or on the CT side, but they're showing right there their T side really strong, getting the first round, and they're hoping to take, you know, at least the next 4 to even things up.
Yeah. And I'm just wondering, I think, did we lose some of the... yeah, I think we lost the models, didn't we? For the weapon models. So I think at some point we need to record a demo and stop it to bring it back in. But that's the fun of Counter-Strike. Go TV bug a little bit, so we'll see how we'll fix that. It's going to be 10-6 now. Still Copenhagen Wolves in the advantage, but now they just have pistols. And Infaculty have been given a window back into this game.
But Wolves did a lot of damage right there. Kerrigan already down to 20 HP, Glaive down to 55. And all it takes is that one gun as Pronax trying to hold vents here. And they're being very cautious. You saw them back away out middle right away. They don't want to lose anything. Pronax is going to get taken down, so Copenhagen Wolves get something right there. And he had an AK, so Freeze, now with the AK in hand, looking to turn this round around.
That's a really big kill from Freeze. He just caught Pronax looking at the wrong angle. And you're right, picking up an AK. And this is actually what didn't happen. You remember in the other round where Freeze went down?
He didn't have a gun on him.
Didn't have a gun on him. And now Freeze, well, you know, he has the rifle. This is a really big difference and actually a really important point in the game as well.
And he does actually donate over to Dupree, who, I mean, he's been playing Sublime on that terrace half. And no better man to take it than him. And as you see, I'm waiting for something to happen. Kerrigan is pushing up middle here. Going to be getting around a CT spawn momentarily. He doesn't have a lot of health on him. As we do see Dupree pick up a kill into RDL. And this might be a nice eager round for the Wolves coming in. It's already been very good as Kerrigan comes up the backside, picks up that kill into Freeze. And right now we're looking at 3-on-4. Copenhagen Wolves with that man advantage.
Yeah, the thing is, can Dupree stay alive in this bomb site? That's really the big question. Fetch is going to get a kill. Pim gets a kill. Oh my god, it's Spitfire alone, and there is Dupree. The double kill happens, and it's going to be Copenhagen Wolves to actually take the eco round. What an impressive performance, Jason. That's
so well
amazing.
Done. And you look back at how it started. Freeze just going in events, catches Pronax, not looking at him at that time, picks up the kill, donates it over to Dupree, who picks up 2 for himself. And then you had, I believe that was Fetish, rotate from CT spawn, pick up a couple of kills himself in sight. Just so well done, and now the Wolves catching Infaculty off guard. Now 11-6 here as the scoreline in the second half. And Wolves, they're looking to take like the next 2 or 3.
That's so impressive as well, and we heard the cheer, the roar in the background as they managed to make that work. I think that was a victory roar. That was them thinking, we got this now, and they have a lot of reason to think that. Kerrigan, well, they've actually all bought body armor, which is really cool. This is kind of the very games thing that we were talking about. Body armor and pistols. They do get the opening kill as well. This could be a big turnaround. Sipnix is alone in this bomb site. He's gonna get the 1 kill on RDL, but they're all coming for him. More people coming. Oh my god, Freeze gets a kill. He shows up just in time, and that does leave Kerrigan and Glaive alone. Great defense. Wow, Sipnix, quad kill. They were all coming for him right around the corner. He held onto it and just got the backup. That is a big deal.
And considering they lost a man right at the beginning, didn't actually do, I think, any damage to the side of Infaculty, but able to hold that one down. Freeze coming in and really saving him there as well with the crossfire they pulled off into lower. And right now, Copenhagen Wolves, 12-6 scoreline.
I mean,
they're 4 rounds away from getting the first win in this group stage.
Yeah, that is definitely the situation we're in. I think If Sibnix had gone down then, they would have actually given 2 rifles away to Infaculty, and because they had body armor, that would have meant Infaculty would have almost certainly won the round. It would have been 5-on-3 with rifles. Very cool.
And dupreeh does pick up a kill on RDL right there. Was very aggressive, pushed out very quickly. And it looks like the bomb and T-spawn might be rotating over towards middle. Either way, Copenhagen Wolves do get 2 down. Obviously, it's going to be an eco round for Infaculty here, so you're not really expecting too much, even though the Wolves kind of disproved that a little bit earlier on.
But it's, I mean, Infaculty are at the stage where they need to get, 2 or 3 kills in every eco round from now on, just to try and limit Copenhagen Wolves' economy, because that's actually what it really could come down to here. Copenhagen Wolves are already at a stage where if they lose a round, they can still buy, and there aren't that many rounds left, so...
This is a huge round. I mean, if they lose this one, just like I said, they're going to go on eco. That'll put 14 on the board for Wolves. If they lose this one, they're looking at potentially getting their first loss here. And they have to come out big as Freeze. Going to be watching middle with the AWP as one does come out. And dupreeh coming in from Kawa, going to pick up 1 kill. Look at that shutdown by the Wolves, getting 4 so quickly. And now it's in the hands of Spitfire.
Yeah, that's so cool. That was actually 3 people covering the middle there, because dupreeh was coming in from the A-bomb site. They already had 2 in the middle. So Copenhagen was showing us how it's done, not giving it up. They know how important that middle junction is, and it's going to be 14-6, just as you were saying, Jason. I cannot believe it. And dupreeh on top with 20 kills. I do believe the analyst desk before we started also pointing out that dupreeh was a pretty good player, and we see why.
Yeah, Pansy I think called that one right perfectly. Yeah. I mean, we've seen him in the cups just do so well every single time. He's such a strong player, and he's such a consistent player for the Copenhagen Wolves side. But now you see a 5-man push onto this B site. The Copenhagen Wolves, they're ready. They're prepared to stop this. They do have flashes coming in, but here comes the counter flashes.
Yeah, and Sibnix is going to take down the bomb carrier, and it's going to be Pronax to drop next. He pulls out the pistol. He just keeps going. It's going to be Carrigan alone, and he's kind of confused in the middle because his whole team has just died. And there it is. Sibnix, another triple kill coming in. He's very, very close to dupreeh, and actually Sibnix is actually one of the really strong players on this team as well. And he's not that old. I think he's just 18, so he's like one of the up-and-coming players.
That's so frustrating.
Yeah.
To know he's 18, he's so much better at this game than me.
Exactly. We've been playing this game for how long? Like, the history of the game just going
a long time.
Too far back. Should be better, but we're not.
But right now, we've seen it in very games versus Fnatic. Fnatic was able to come back, take it to overtime here, but can Infaculty do the same? They're going to be pushing towards this A site. They have flashes coming out. Carrigan looking for the shot, misses it unfortunately, but they're going to keep pushing in.
Yeah, it's a great shot from Freeze to take down Carrigan, and now obviously, the question about overtime, a kill like that early on, that kind of almost rules it out. 4-on-5 situation. Spitfire, Pronax, Glaive, and RDL, and there's a great shot from Glaive to take down Fetcher. So that is very important. They do bring it back a little bit. I feel like Copenhagen Wolves have all the advantage right now. And look at this. Sibnix, he's pushing up, and the further up he gets on the side of the map, the more information he's going to get about what's happening.
And it looks like Infaculty gain control of middle. Bomb's still there. They might actually sneak over to B, or even with, I believe that's Pronax in the hall, is going to be looking for an A, as dupreeh gets behind him off Catwalk, but RDL does manage to take him down. So now it's a 3-on-3 here, as Freeze sitting at 34 HP.
Yeah, that was a bit of a mistake by dupreeh, but it shows he had the exact right idea, and the same thing that Sibnix was doing. Yeah, Copenhagen Wolves, they are pushing aggressively on this map on the counter-terror side. They want the information. They're trying to get it. He should have got the kill then, but he didn't.
Here comes. You see Freeze, unfortunately missing that first shot in the halls, misses the second one, but does do a little bit of damage to Pronax. The nade fluffing it a little bit right there, but Infaculty, they're trying to go for a push on this A site. They do get one, but is it enough?
Yeah, it's a 2-on-2 situation right now. Freeze is very low on health. Anybody even looks at him, he's going to go down. Pimp is going to be really the key man here. He's down at the side as well. It's actually a really strong position, but Glaive will take him down. Freeze in a 1-on-1, Jason. My God.
And he's sitting at 6 HP as well. It looks like he will go down. So Infaculty salvaging the round right there after losing Carrigan right in the beginning. Going to take it to at least one more round here. 7-15 in the second half for Infaculty, or for Copenhagen Wolves. Infaculty looking for them. They hold on one more.
Much closer game than I thought early on. I mean, 7-15 still a long ways away here from Infaculty. They do start to dig into Copenhagen Wolves' economy. Everybody on Copenhagen Wolves actually had, I think, more than 10,000 as they started off, so that's very impressive. Now, another round coming up, and Infaculty, they just have to take it one round at a time. Let's see if they can.
We do have them pushing towards B with the bomb, but they actually did go for a nice spread here, as Pronax can be working towards A. And they only have one man to really stop them from getting here, as it looks like Fedor's going to be watching towards vents.
Oh, he misses the shot again. Pronax turns around. That's another big failure from dupreeh. That's just not good enough. He should have got that kill without even thinking about it. And Pronax surviving for a moment, but they are at the B bomb side. All the counter terrorists. 3 people here defending.
Can they get the bomb down? They're still looking for those kills, those crucial kills to actually get this bomb site open as Glaive does pick up one on a Fetish. Spitfire going to come in as Glaive actually steals that away. Oh, but Spitfire picks up one at least. And just like that, Infaculty get the bomb down, looking to hold on here in a 5-on-2. And Copenhagen Wolves, they're sitting pretty on their money. They could afford to go for this, but with Kerrigan in the backside, taking down Dupree, their hopes are just dwindling away.
Yeah, this is a really strange situation. That's twice now Dupree's come up from behind and actually not managed to get the kill. And this time it was really critical because if he had taken down Pronax, he would have looked around and he would have discovered that there was nobody else on that side of the map. And then they would have known it was going to be a B push. So not only did he not get the kill, he didn't get the information. And that's almost more important, actually. That means they had the 3 people defending, which maybe could have been enough, but it just wasn't this time. So yeah, Copenhagen was a little bit of misplay, and you don't want to give Infaculty any room here. No windows back into this game. They just need to finish it now, and that's not always easy.
Yeah, I mean, I always ask, what's the hardest round to take? And it seems to be that 16th round to just lock down the game. You seem to get over a mental block to really pull that one out. And right now, Wolves, they're still sitting pretty on money. So even if they do this one, they should be able to buy up yet again as Kerrigan. He wants to get a pick over onto Catwalk right now, but unfortunately for him, no one will be pushing that. As RDL going to be pushing over into this B side. Gets a kill on a Fetish, so it looks like this B hit might come into effect, but the bomb is still over at A.
Yeah, but it's forcing a rotation. You can see them actually all leaving the A bomb site right now. This is great play. If they just go in right now, they're going to be leaving. They're going to be facing an empty bomb site. There's nobody here. A great fake coming out right now from Infaculty, and they apparently know how to play this map as well. This is delightful.
This is really critical, is that if Infaculty can't stay alive in this B site, you'll have a 4-on-2. As we do see Zip actually pick up that kill on RDL, so now they know the bomb is over towards A. They're going to get there, and it will be a 4-on-4. We do have that up on Kerrigan, though. Going to be looking to pick up a couple of kills over on a Cat. But unluckily for him, they're not coming that way just yet.
The only way Copenhagen... yeah, the only way Infaculty would have lost that round is if they would have gone aggressive there to try and meet Copenhagen Wolves for some strange reason. But you can see, I mean, 4-on-4, they don't even want to go for it. And that's also a sign that Copenhagen Wolves know that eventually their economy will run out. Actually, 2 of their players are kind of low. Freeze on 250, 1600 on Fetish. They need to be a little bit careful here. And I don't know, I'm very impressed with Infaculty. That was a great fake. And actually, it's something that... you can do fakes on any map.
Right.
But they're really visual on Season, and we see why. 2 people heavily defending the B bomb site, the counter-terrorist team making the full rotation, and then as the bomb goes down, they're like, we're at the wrong bomb site.
Well, it's like the vision into the site. If you lock those down, they're so easy to take away with the smoke. You can't see what's happening, so you have to kind of assume they're going to be there. But right now, Wolves losing too many straight right now. They need to be able to pick up this one to close it out. And Infaculty, they're not giving up without a fight, and I love to see that out of a team, especially when you lose 8 rounds straight on the CT side.
Yeah, this could be a comeback. It could be another 6 rounds to come for Infaculty. No mistakes. They just have to play hard and play well.
And you did see RDL run through that Molotov, so he took 40 damage, but it's actually a smart play because he almost caught Copenhagen Wolves off guard. RDL looking towards upper, looking for a kill. Fetish is going to be there.
Yeah, if he jumps over here, RDL is certainly ready for him. That could be a big mistake from Fetish. He's thinking about it for a moment. You could just see him lurking about. Oh my god. And Spitfire is over at the A-bomb site trying to make the reverse fake happen, maybe? This is really, really tense at the moment.
I think it's the slowest round we've had so far, but Pimp, he's pushing up. But he stops.
Oh my god, one more step maybe. Spitfire, if he gets an opening kill here, that could force the opposite rotation from the one that we saw last round. They still got a pretty standard setup. 2 and A, 2 and B, 1 in the middle. And actually, Kerrigan is sneaking in for the middle as well. But Freeze is there waiting. He peeks away just at the wrong time. Oh no, Freeze. That could be a big deal if Kerrigan gets in here.
And Spitfire is still trying to cause commotion as Kerrigan gets taken down by Freeze. As Freeze was able to rotate a little bit quicker, but the flash is coming out. They assume it's going to be over ASB. Actually starts rotating over, but it doesn't matter. The Wolves are shredding them apart.
Yeah, Fetish defending really well. It's going to get all 3 of them right there. So great defense. 16-9. They win it. Congratulations to Copenhagen Wolves. It looked for a moment like the Swedes were going to bring it back.
Yeah.
Well, actually the 3 Swedes and the 2 Danes, but still... It wasn't quite so. Copenhagen Wolves, they started off impressively, and it was, it looked like they couldn't finish it off, but they just managed to do that.
Yeah, and it was, I mean, I mentioned a little bit earlier during the actual game it was really nice to see Infaculty finally show up. I mean, I don't want to talk bad about them, but, those first 8 rounds, they didn't look like they were fully here today, but finally able to, to pull some back. They obviously will be playing against Fnatic, I believe, a little bit later on.
Yeah.
And that is the tough match as well, because Fnatic pushed very games to the brink.
That is going to be really, really tough and an exciting match as well. I'm definitely looking forward to it. And I'm looking forward to it even more now because we have so many maps in the pool that that map is also going to make a big difference. I think other teams are now going to be like, we need to make sure not to play season actually against either of these two teams because they both seem pretty confident playing. I think you're right, that stretch in the beginning where it's like Infaculty weren't quite ready, that probably made a really big deal. You know, if they had taken just a 1 or 2 rounds in between and made it, 5-2 instead of 7-0, it would have been a really big difference. So unfortunately, they weren't able to do that. Copenhagen Wolves, they advance on. I think you're right, though. Taking that final round, as you were saying, the 16th round, always really critical. And it's actually something that I think we see in other esports titles as well. In Dota, in League of Legends, and StarCraft, finishing the game once you have the advantage can be really difficult for some reason.
Closing it out is definitely really hard for any team. I mean, any experienced team. But it's the best ones that can do that.
Yeah.
They're the ones that are known for ages, like SK back in 1.6, NIP back in 1.6. And right now, I mean, is this a big mind game, though? This is what I was thinking about the whole time, is that because Copenhagen Wolves chose Season, is that a little bit of a mind game to other teams that will go up against them? Because you just said, if you're going to go up against one of these two teams, probably take Season out now.
Yeah, I would definitely do that. No matter which team I was, I would make sure not to play Copenhagen Wolves on Season at the moment. In terms of mind games, well, I mean, it does mean that none of the other teams know, because obviously they're watching these games. They don't know what the Copenhagen Wolves necessarily are like on other maps. Well, they know from when they play them online during the cups here at the Raycall Cup, but still, it's it could be a little bit of a mind game. They're keeping their cards closed. I don't expect we'll be seeing Season against this team again, though. I really don't.
And I mean, we talk about what Joe and Pansy were saying a little bit earlier. The people to watch for this game. Pansy was saying Dupree. I believe Joe was saying Kerrigan.
Yeah.
To be honest, both of them played extremely well. I think Kerrigan was still top fragging first team at the end of that. Dupree had like 28 kills. I didn't catch at the end, but he was so far ahead of everyone else, and they were both huge playmakers for him.
I'm not surprised that those two people are playing well. I'm surprised that they went for the double up setup where Glaive actually had an AWP, and it seemed to work really, really well. He hit some great shots. So, I don't know. Copenhagen Wolves, they are a strong team, and they're a team that's sometimes underestimated a little bit, or at least they're a team that people forget to mention, because people tend to mention Fnatic and Na'Vi and such, and I think Copenhagen Wolves is very much on that level.
Yeah, I remember back in Season 2, or not Season 2, the summer season, where they kind of just came out swinging. No one really knew who they were. I know people were calling them hackers all the time because they beat NIP in the first cup, but they're proving time and time again that they're a solid team, and they got to keep doing it if they want to continue to win here. But right now, we'll go over to Paul for an interview.
Thanks very much, guys. With Fetish right now. I jokingly said to you, are you still calling? And you said
that I would be useless otherwise.
Just I wanted to get that one out there. Congratulations, good game. A little bit harder, perhaps, than maybe you thought originally, because you got off such a fantastic start, 8-0, no problem, and then sort of fell off the rails a bit. Why?
They kind of predicted our way of playing the game, I guess. We don't have that many strats on that map, and neither do they. So it was kind of easy for them to counter it at that point. So we had to make some calls up on the fly and make it work. They left middle a bit more, and then we worked on middle a bit more. So yeah, it opened up split B for us, for example. So
how much practice have you had on Season?
1 game.
1 game?
Yeah.
Well, I like the fact that you're honest about it. Anyway, you're normally the most prepared man. I like the fact that you've always got these strategies for every map. Why so difficult for Season? Is it just lack of practice time?
Many of the teams that are on the sub teams right now, they don't play Season that much because they're predominantly 1.6 players, and they didn't play that map in 1.6. If you remember ESWC last time when we played in Seacrest, it was one of our best maps. So it's pretty much the same map still. So we have all the strategies from back then as well.
Yeah, I was going to say that was going to be my next question. Have you called on the old source strategies that you dig up the old brain and think, hang on, what did we do that worked?
Yeah, we did exactly that. We used, there's a bit like some of the smokes aren't the same as they were back then, but we haven't used that much time on it. We're just, on the fly.
Okay, so very games next. What's the plan?
To win.
Nothing more than that?
Nope.
Okay, good stuff. Thank you very much. And we'll see you in the final game for the advancement through to the quarterfinals. So good luck. There we go, then. Finish from Copenhagen Wolves. They're safely through to the final game in Group A, which we're coming up next, of course. They'll be taking on Very Games for the place in the quarterfinals. We've also got one of the losers' game today, but of course the final game will be tomorrow in Group A. Now we've got some analysis breakdown with the one and only Mr. Joe. Don't call me Joe. Joe Miller.
Thank you very much, Red Eye. That was incredibly funny. So let's have a look at some of the stats here then from the Copenhagen Wolves versus Infaculty game. Obviously, the Wolves winning that one 16-9 in the end. Not too many really impressive stats coming out. Kind of a one-sided game there by the end. But if we look down the Copenhagen Wolves lineup here, Zip, Fetish, Dupree, all over 20 kills apiece. A massive team effort from everyone in the Copenhagen Wolves. Headshot rate, all very, very high across the board. 60% for both Pimp and Dupree as well, just showing that these guys really are on form. They're obviously going to be going up next of all against Very Games for a spot in the playoffs. So the team that wins that one are going to move through. The losers will then drop down to play the winner of the final game of the group today. All a little bit complicated. We'll get to that a little bit later just to give you that graphical overview of things. But as I said, it is going to be that winner's game with Very Games against Copenhagen Wolves coming up in just a little bit of time. But for now, we're going to head over to Red Eye, who's going to break you through those predictions again.
Yes, well, predictions or not predictions, I don't know. We've got some predictions which we're going to put on the screen for you, which are going to be just down there right now, because you as the community have been voting in your droves for the winner of Group A, and you can see that graphic right now. Community 60% said Very Games. The audience, however, good job, audience. You said 88% of you said Very Games. Copenhagen Wolves, only 8%. 88 plus 8 is 96, which means 4% of you, I make that 3 of you, maybe 2 of you, said someone else. Risky. Have to wait and see, won't we? But it's definitely one of those two. We're going to get that game underway fairly shortly. But first, we thought we'd just have a little bit of a revisit on Season 2. And Very Games, the champions, of course, of last season. This is how they made it.
Checking for a pulse. I'm breathing deeply. Think I'm zoning out. I can't see clearly. Hope that nothing's lost. Doctor, tell me I'm stable. I feel my vitals about to drop. Please tell me you save me. Tell me
making his way forward now. Shots waiting. Good smokes from Fnatic. Really good smokes. Nicely placed. AG was also equally well placed. Flash comes over the top. 30 seconds remaining now. Still trying to pick off men who are trying to get in towards the A bomb site. It's now a 4 versus 2. Fnatic very low on health right now, but still doing a very good job. Still the bomb not planted. 20 seconds remaining. MBK with a double kill. Onto the bomb site. It's now a 2 versus 2. Oh, he's got a third and a fourth. Oh my goodness, it's an ace from MBK. He's a single-man Rambo. MBK picks up the round on his own. Terrorist win. Now last match. MBK. Two nice scopes in a 3v1. Watch it back on the VODs. He's already picked up one in this particular round as well. Very games. Well, they were tumbling down, but somehow they brought this back from a 4v2 to a 2-2. Guardian and Fox versus MBK and Smiths now. Into the bomb site comes Guardian. Little Mr. Hop jump onto the generator. So he's backed away and then spots the head of Smiths, who's just standing there as if he was waiting for a train. 2-1 now in terms of personnel. virtus.pro have the advantage. Into the bomb site they go. Nice smoke to cover MBK. They've already gone in for the defuse here, I think, as well. But MBK has got the first one. Can he get the second one here? It's against Guardian. They dance around the box and play a bit of peekaboo. Which way round? Three more rounds for the half remaining. Scream making a very good entry. Make that an excellent entry. He's picked up 3 in a row. That's absolutely brilliant from Scream.
Professional grade communication tool. The choice of professional teams. Perfect stream viewing experience. Chosen by online streamers. Easy to use voice messenger service. Chosen by over 12 million gamers.
Communication is always vital when competing in tournaments. Winning a match requires perfect coordination. You cannot win by yourself.
Raid call. Communication